But when you get on TikTok, you can find people that are there on the ground of natural disasters or war zones, and they're telling you what is going on. It's not being filtered through a corporate news giant. It is actually real people, really on the ground, and really telling you what's happening. Welcome to the TikTok influencers you really should know about, the podcast dedicated to showcasing the remarkable individuals on TikTok who are making a genuine impact beyond just their good looks and celebrity status. From advocates for social justice to comedians who brighten our days, this podcast celebrates the diverse talents that make TikTok a vibrant community. Tune in to discover the influencers you may not have heard of yet, but you definitely should know about. Welcome back to the TikTok influencers you really should know about. I'm your host, Christine Blosdale. I am a media coach who helps entrepreneurs of all stripes get the word out about their brand and their business through podcasting, publishing, videos, social media, and yes, TikToks. Now, if you've been listening to the show, you know that I like to profile creators that are on the platform of TikTok that I think are amazing and so talented and just really gifted people that I think that you should get to know through their TikTok channel. But today's episode is going to be a little bit different, and that is because, as you know, unless you've been living under a rock, that just last week, the Federal Appeals Court in the United States upheld the law that President Joe Biden had signed in back in April, which was a law which would block TikTok, which is used by 170 million Americans. Let me just say that again. There are 170 million Americans that use TikTok as a form of entertainment, communication, but also as a form of business, to do business, also to be the media as well, and to post important videos, things that they think that people need to know about. And I'm pretty flabbergasted that it went that far back in April. But just last week, the Federal Appeals Court, did uphold the law and said that basically, unless TikTok's owner ByteDance sells its assets to a non-Chinese entity by January 19th, well, it's going to be outlawed. It's going to be banned in the US. And so I wanted to take this opportunity to, number one, say that I hope it doesn't happen. I hope and pray that something occurs to make this not happen, not go through. That said, I wanted to send out all my positive energy and good thoughts to the people that are going to be impacted by this. And it's not just the 170 million Americans who have TikTok accounts that are going to be affected, but it's all the people that also rely on those TikTok pages that get information or entertainment from those TikTok creators. I myself included, because I'm actually American myself, but I'm living in Australia and we don't have this happening to us here yet. But it just kind of blows my mind of why, with all of the things that are going on in the world, why the US government is focusing in on TikTok. The Supreme Court has an established record of hopefully protecting Americans' right to free speech, but we don't know if this is going to be picked up by the Supreme Court. I'm sure TikTok is going to try and kick it up to them, but again, I don't know what the outcome is going to be. So that said, this episode is going to encourage and focus on those American creators who we can at least try and support in some way. Maybe it's about getting the word out about your TikTok channel before that January 19th deadline. Also thinking creatively out of the box, so to speak, on different platforms that you can have your content. I know quite a few creators are going to be moving most of their stuff over to Instagram, Facebook Reels, those type of places, and YouTube Shorts as well. But there is a definite community, there's a definite energy and vibe to TikTok that really can't be replicated anywhere else. And so I just wanted to dedicate the show to those 170 million Americans that are going to be impacted by this. Do I have any answers for those people that are looking at that January 19th deadline? No, I don't have any answers. I just want to send out my thoughts, my prayers, my good wishes for you, and to think about pivoting and getting your content on a platform that you feel that resonates with you. As a media coach, I talk to all of my clients, and I have international clients. I have clients from America, from Australia, Canada, the UK, and I always say how important it is to create content to get the message out about your business, or if you're a coach. I always say it's really important to get it on video and to get it out there. And my favorite platform for the past probably 6 months to a year, my favorite platform has been TikTok, because I find the freedom, the community. I find that it has an algorithm that is just insane. It is amazing how many people you can reach with this platform. And so I myself, I don't know what I would do if I wasn't able to reach out to people on the platform, of course. So that said, not to be a complete downer, right? We want to be thinking positively. So if you are thinking about moving your content, still keep creating those videos up until that deadline. You never know what's going to happen. Maybe the aliens are going to come down and just make the Supreme Court say, "Oh no, we do want to protect people's freedom of speech." And you know what? One thing I'll say, because I've been on Facebook a lot and I've been on Instagram and of course YouTube, and the reason, like I said, why I love TikTok so much is the algorithm and the community that it builds. But it is also a place where you will find not just parroting of the news, because the news, the lamestream news, quite often doesn't really tell the truth, or they'll omit certain things, right? But when you get on TikTok, you can find people that are there on the ground of natural disasters or war zones, and they're telling you what is going on. It's not being filtered through a corporate news giant. It is actually real people, really on the ground, and really telling you what's happening. So that's why I think it's so precious, because it is our alternative, it's our modern day news media, and it is the people. And so that is why I am hoping that those aliens come and they make sure that the Supreme Court votes in favor of keeping it alive and well for those 170 million Americans, but all those millions and millions of non Americans who rely on the TikTok creators. You wonderful people out there who just are amazing. All right. So if you wanted to reach out to me, you can always go to tiktokinfluencers.com. You can reach me there at that website. You can also reach me at my website, christineblosdale.com. Drop me a line. If you want to let me know what future episodes you'd like to see, if there's a creator or an influencer who you think should be on the show, please, by all means, contact me at either one of those websites. There'll be a link in the show notes. And of course, most importantly, to help get awareness about this podcast, follow the TikTok influencers on TikTok. I will make sure that our page is linked there. All right. It's a short one from me today, but I wish you all well, and let's hope those aliens come fast. Bye for now.